let's talk a little bit more about working with the author, because you say it could be, 3-4 rounds of going back and forth. So if you get to a point with an author where you're, not maybe directly butting heads, but the author feels very passionately about their project one way, and you're trying to steer it another way, Sourcebooks is putting up the money. They put up the unspecified advance. So does it come to a point where it's your way or the highway, or how do those situations typically get resolved?
If there was something huge editorially that needed to change, that's something I definitely would have discussed with the author before acquiring the book. So there shouldn't be any enormous surprises for them. But, if something comes up and we're kind of at an impasse, ultimately it's their decision. I can't make them change anything. More importantly, if I see that there's a problem, I may have an idea for how to fix it, but as long as the author addresses the underlying problem. I say, the pacing in this scene feels really slow. I don't think it's that necessary. I think you should just cut the scene. If the author doesn't want to cut the scene, but they can find another way to make that scene feel integral to the story, then I'm fine with that.
Let me ask you that then. What are some good ways to increase pacing without just flat cutting scenes that you love?
I really just feel like every sentence, honestly, should move the plot forward and or reveal something about a character. Every sentence, every word really needs to earn its place. And that's one reason why I love children's fiction, is that there's a certain kind of economy of language that is really beautiful in the way that it flows. And I think sometimes, especially in adult literary fiction, people can be sort of verbose for the sake of being verbose. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy literary fiction, but I think that children's authors really excel at that. And the most successful ones have a good instinct for economy of language, for sure.
I'll flat out state children's book authors, especially at middle grade, are the finest authors in the world.
I mean, I think
That's
so.
A totally unbiased middle grade visit. Okay, so it's when you're working with an author, it's really about finding a solution that's going to benefit everybody, right?
Mm-hmm, totally.